US CPI to come in at 0.2%, which would leave it at the same level as last month in terms of growth. The range flat to 0.3. As for the core CPI, that's seen at 2.2%, rising slightly from
Notes.
2.1 last month. The range 2 to 2.3%, 2 to 2.3. As for the headline month over month, it's been
ES.
repeated twice here. Real weekly earnings seen up
Target filled.
0.3%,
Bond.
up 0.3% versus 0.1 last time round. The range 0.1 to 0.3. Headline CPI on the month seen, sorry, so let me start again for this because it was a core month over month, seen up 0.2%
Notes.
from 0.2% last month. That was the core reading, flat to 0.3 the range. Core CPI year over year seen at 2.2 versus 2.1, the range 2 to 2.3. Headline CPI seen at flat on the month from 0.3 last month, the range minus 0.1 to positive 0.3. Year over year headline CPI for November seen at 2.2% from 2.5%. The range 2.1 to 2.5. Real weekly earnings, I said, up, seen up 0.3 from 0.1. Again, as for the Canadian Terranet, there's no previews for this or forecasts, but we saw month over month down 0.4% last month, year over year, rose by 2.8%. Also, we have ECB's Harkarainen set to speak from Frankfurt at 5:30 the hour as well. Canadian capacity utilisation for Q3 expected at 86 versus 85.5. That's also a number due up. 85.7, some are looking for. From 85.5, 84.4 to 86.8, the range there.
Notes.
T note ice.
Notes. Notes. ES. Notes. Notes. Bond. Bond. Notes. Notes.
Just quickly, in terms of what analysts expect for today's CPI, TD Security says they expect headline CPI to slip to 2.2% on the year over year, largely on the oil price route that left gasoline prices down nearly 8% month over month. In contrast, the energy weakness, food prices have scoped to rise on the back of surge in imported goods prices and producer price level prices. We also expect a solid 0.2% print on core CPI due to a pickup in core services led by rebounds in rents and hotel prices and sustained strength in OER. Core goods are more uncertain. IT prices crashed in October, providing scope for a rebound, while Trump tariffs on China point to further pressures across household
Notes.
furnishings. However, another slide in apparel prices and used car prices cannot be ruled out across household furnishings.
Notes. Notes. Bond. Bond. Notes.
T-bond, ice.
Notes.
Just mining news, BHP Union says it has been told the sale of the Chile mine has been cancelled. Some mining news there.
Notes. Notes.
T-note, ice.
Notes. ES.
T-note, ice.
3 minutes now to the CPI data. Just that this is order I read them out in. Headline CPI seen at flat from 0.3 month over month. The range minus 0.1 to positive 0.3. Core CPI month over month seen up 0.2
Notes.
from 0.2. The range flat to 0.3. Headline year over year expected at 2.2 versus 2.5. The range 2.1 to 2.5. Core year over year seen at 2.2 up from 2.1. The range 2 to 2.3%. Real weekly earnings seen up 0.3 from 0.1, the range 0.1 to 0.3. We'll also get capacity utilization out of Canada for Q3. That's seen at 85.7, nearly 86%, versus 85.5 last time around. The range 84.4 to 86.8.
Notes.
We'll also get Canadian Terranet, National Bank House Price Index.
Notes. 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 Notes.
And just a reminder, Eastby's Harkarainen also set to speak at the bottom of the hour.
Notes. 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 Bond. Notes. 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 Notes.
Just gone 10 seconds, about 5 seconds now.
Notes. Notes.
Okay, flat on the month-over-month headline. Core 0.2 as expected. Headline year-over-year 2.2%. 2.2 also
Notes.
for core year-over-year. Real weekly earnings then down 0.1% from up 0.3 expected. We take a look at the capacity
Notes.
utilization at 82.6 out of Canada, from 84.1 revised
Notes.
from 85.5.
Notes.
Just to recap then, headline CPI month over month comes in as
Notes.
expected at flat from
Notes.
0.3 last month. Year-over-year headline
Notes.
2.2%. Core
Order
month over month
filled.
up
Notes.
0.2%, again as expected. 2.2 for the year-over-year, in line with forecasts. Real weekly earnings, though, the surprise down 0.1%
Notes.
from up 0.1% last month and 0.3% expected.
Notes.
Canadian
Notes.
house price index on the month fell by 0.3% after falling by 0.4 last month. Year-over-year,
Notes.
3.1 versus
Notes.
2.8.
Notes. Notes.
Target filled.
Bond.
S&P Global says any change of leadership in Britain would not automatically trigger credit rating cut. Economic impact of hard Brexit likely to have negative impact on the UK rating. That's coming from S&P.
ES. ES. Notes. Bond. Notes. 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 Bond. Bond. Notes. 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 ES. Bond. Bond. Notes. Bond. Notes.
ES.
Notes.
Just to note, Beijing news. This is the Chinese, the
Notes.
Canadian ex-diplomat that's being held in China at the moment. His name's Kovrig, and he's being probed over national security case apparently. Again, he's a former
Notes.
Canadian diplomat.
Notes. Notes.
There's nothing in the ECB speech by Harkarainen of monetary policy on it or inflation. We'll post the speech anyway.
Notes. Bonds.
This could be sensationalism, but US government news now. GOP
Notes.
Senator Kennedy tells CNN he expects a partial government shutdown. It follows President Trump's threats yesterday to shut down government if he doesn't get the money he wants for the wall on the borders with Mexico.
Notes. ES. Notes. Bond. Notes. Notes. ES. Notes. Notes. ES. ES. Bond. Notes. 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 Bond. Notes. Notes. Bond. Notes. Bond. Bond. Notes. Bond. ES. Notes. Bond. Notes. Bond. Notes. Notes. Bond. Notes. Notes. Bond. 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 Notes. Bond. Notes. 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 Notes.
T note ice.
Notes.
Order filled. Notes.
ES.
Notes. Notes.
German government official on Brexit says Germany does not want backstop to take effect.
ES.
Wants close partnership.
Bond. Notes. Notes.
5-year ice.
Notes.
ES.
ES.
Okay, just hearing that a broker out there is looking at suggesting headcount cuts coming at Apple. This comes amid days of
Notes.
brokerage price cuts to the company.
Notes. ES. Notes.
Bond.
Notes.
Notes.
Order filled.
ES. ES.
Wall Street Journal just reported on something that's been out this morning on China. It says preparing to increase access for foreign
ES.
companies. Actually, that hasn't been out. My apologies.
ES.
So Wall Street Journal says China preparing to
Notes.
increase
Notes.
access for foreign companies. It was
ES.
one of the things they have said it
ES.
before,
T-Note
but it's China
ice.
prepared to increase access for foreign
ES.
companies, doing the rounds on the wires at the moment. It's China working to replace its Made in China 2025 plan. So China working to replace its Made in
ES.
China 2025 plan.
ES.
Notes.
ES.
Notes. Notes. Bond. ES.
ES. ES.
Notes. Notes.
ES. ES.
Notes.
ES.
ES. Notes.
ES.
Notes.
T not
Notes.
ice.
ES.
Notes. 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 Bond. Notes.
ES. ES.
5-year ice.
Notes.
T not ice.
ES. Notes. ES. ES.
Again, it's this 2025 plan that
Notes.
plays down its bid to dominate manufacturing, says Wall Street Journal, citing sources.
Bond.
ES. ES.
Notes. Notes.
ES.
Notes. ES. Notes.
5-year ice.
ES. ES.
Notes.
ES.
ES. ES. ES.
ES.
So yeah, Wall Street Journal broke this story yesterday, saying they were considering, and this looks to have been further confirmation that this is what they're moving to do. To Made in China 2025 plan is now being replaced by opening up their borders to foreign firms. But this is a Wall Street Journal piece that was out maybe 24 hours, roughly 24 hours ago, initially suggesting this was going to happen.
ES.
Nonetheless, we're seeing further gains come through for futures, US futures heading into the open. Cash open just over half hour from now.
ES.
Notes.
Notes.
Notes. Notes.
Notes. Notes. Notes.
T not ice.
ES.
Bond.
Germany's ready to engage on future EU-UK ties, says a government
Notes.
official.
ES.
Notes.
T
Notes.
not ice.
ES. Notes. Notes.
Political editor of BBC says
Notes.
UK Prime Minister May will tell lawmakers she will not fight the next election.
5-year ice.
Notes.
ES.
Notes. 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 Bond. ES.
ES.
Notes. Bond. Notes. ES. Notes.
T not ice.
Notes. 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 Notes.
ES.
German government official says longer transition period after Brexit
Bond.
cannot replace a
Bond.
backstop.
ES. ES. ES,
bond, notes, 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 notes,
ES,
notes,
T-bond,
notes,
ice.
notes, 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 bond, notes, 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 ES,
5-year,
notes,
ice.
bond, ES, notes, 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 bond, notes, ES, ES, bond, notes,
T-note, ice. T-note, ice.
notes, notes,
ES,
bond,
notes,
German government official says no consensus in EU over imposing new sanctions on Russia due to its sanctions in the Sea of Azov. I'm sure we've said
ES,
that before as well. To Canada now, and more no, finance minister's pace of economic change is now much more significant.
ES, bond, ES,
5-year, ice.
notes, 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 notes,
ES,
notes,
Canada finance minister, Canada's federal fiscal situation is solid.
ES, bond,
notes, ES
Notes.
notes 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 ES notes
T note ice.
notes notes
Bond. Bond.
notes 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 notes
Bond.
notes
Bond.
notes
ES. ES. Bond.
notes
Notes.
T note ice.
notes
T note
notes
ice.
notes notes
ES. Bond. Bond. Bond.
notes 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 notes
EU leaders, draft conclusion, EU leaders will endorse use of Eurozone bailout fund to backstop bank resolution fund in emergencies, says a
Notes.
draft conclusion. EU leaders will also call for progress on completing banking union. Do not explicitly mention deposit guarantee scheme. The leaders will ask Eurozone finance ministers to work further on design of Eurozone budget. They will also, Eurozone budget is set
ES.
to be for convergence and competitiveness, does not mention stabilisation function. Budget is to be part of an overall EU budget, size to be determined, says the draft document. Leaders to ask for a general approach to features of Eurozone budget to be ready for June of 2019.
ES. Bond.
notes
ES.
notes notes notes
notes, bond, notes, notes, bond,
5-year ice,
es,
notes, 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 notes,
es,
notes, notes,
es,
notes, 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 notes,
bond,
notes,
bond, es, es,
notes,
More
bond,
no there, Canada. The country continues to see opportunities to work with China.
notes,
bond,
notes,
Just keep an eye on comments from an EU
Yes.
official regarding May's visit to the EU summit later this week.
notes,
bond,
notes, notes, notes,
bond,
notes, 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 ES, notes, 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 notes,
T note ice.
notes,
More Brexit news now. Sun reporting that the UK Conservative
ES.
whips are telling MPs that the Prime Minister will be going after Brexit.
ES, ES, ES,
ES,
notes, ES,
ES,
notes, 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 notes,
bond, ES, ES, bond, ES,
notes,
Bonds.
notes, notes,
ES.
notes,
T note ice.
notes,
bond,
notes,
ES,
bond,
bond,
notes, ES,
bond, bond,
notes,
Some more comments from an EU official. The
Notes.
renegotiation of the
Order
current deal
filled.
is not feasible.
notes,
Some more from that EU official. Any Brexit reassurances can contradict the Brexit deal.
notes, 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 notes,
Some more from that senior EU official. There might be a declaration of EU leaders regarding Brexit after the discussions tomorrow.
bond,
Target filled.
More from the EU
Yes.
official. Probability of no deal Brexit is increasing.